Like radicals are radical expressions that have the same index and radicand. The table shows how you can combine like radicals using the distributive property. First, on the left, like radicals with numbers. The square root of 2 plus 3 times the square root of 2 equals 4 times the square root of 2. Below that, the cube root of 7 minus 5 times the cube root of 7 equals negative 4 times the cube root of 7. So we can think of this as having 1 cube root of 7, and subtracting 5 cube roots of 7 from that, we derive at negative 4 cube roots of 7. Similarly, like radicals with variables. The square root of 5xy plus 8 times the square root of 5xy equals 9 times the square root of 5xy. Again, it's as though we have 1 square root of 5xy, and we're adding 8 more square roots of 5xy, and that equals 9 of them. 9 of those square roots of 5xy. Below that, the cube root of 9x squared y minus 8 times the cube root of 9x squared y equals negative 7 times the cube root of 9x squared y. Take note, property, combining radical expressions, sums and differences. Use the distributive property to add or subtract like radicals. Combining radical expressions is different from adding them. Problem 1. Adding and subtracting radical expressions. What is the simplified form of each expression? Part A. 3 times the square root of 5x minus 2 times the square root of 5x. Well, rewrite the expression, and we find that it equals the difference 3 minus 2 times the square root of 5x, using the distributive property. And that simplifies to 1 times the square root of 5x, but in its simplest form, simply the square root of 5x. B. 6x squared times the square root of 7 plus 4x times the square root of 5. Well, note here, even though the indexes are the same, they're both 2, the radicands are different, 7 and 5. You cannot combine the expressions. Part C. What about 12 times the cube root of 7xy minus 8 times the fifth root of 7xy? Well, in this case, our radicands are the same, 7xy, but our indexes are different, 3 and 5. Since the indexes are different, you cannot combine the expressions. Your turn, part A. What is the simplified form of 7 times the cube root of 5 minus 4 times the square root of 5? Part B. What is the simplified form of 3x times the square root of xy plus 4x times the square root of xy? Part C. What's the simplified form of 17 times the fifth root of 3x squared minus 15 times the fifth root of 3x squared?